If you need to help your team to stop waiting for the current disruption to be over before they start thinking about the future, if you need to ensure that your team is not just desperately hoping that everything gets back to normal sometime soon and then only begins to think about the future, well then Tomorrow Today Global's Same Planet, Different World is just for you. What we do in this presentation or workshop is three things. The first thing we want to do is to help you and your team to understand the nature of the disruption that we're living in. We focus on this issue of disruption and what it means when systems change, what it means when there's deep structural change to the ecosystem that you find yourself in. COVID is not merely a disruptor in and of itself. COVID has also accelerated and catalyzed many other disruptors that are going to come our way consistently for the rest of this decade. That includes digital transformation and fourth industrial revolution issues. It's also shifts in geopolitics and supply chains and economics, and even climate change has been shifted. We are in for a decade of deep disruption and deep disruptive change. You and your team need to know what's coming for you, your industry, your marketplace, and your organization. That's the first thing we focus on, disruption. The second then is the response to that. We can't actually predict what's going to happen, except that we know it's going to be disruptive. So what we need to do is, instead of trying to build certainty back into our organizations, we need to build flexibility, responsiveness to change, agility, adaptability, resilience. Whatever words work for you, we prefer to think of it as building adaptability into your DNA, getting ready for whatever comes your way. We've been working with clients throughout the last year or so as they have become more adaptable in response to the COVID crisis. And we've got some great stories and case studies that we can share with you of how companies have been successful and what companies need to do to build that adaptability into their DNA. So if you've got a view of disruption and you understand that you need to become more adaptable, the third thing that Same Planet, Different World does is it helps you to grasp an opportunity mindset. Instead of being stuck in a crisis moment, instead of waiting for the disruption to be over and then only lifting your eyes to the horizon. What Same Planet, Different World wants to do is to get your team to realize that now, while we are still in the middle of crisis, in the middle of disruption, that is the best moment to have these conversations, to have these thoughts, to make these plans, because you're actually learning what it feels like to respond to and thrive during disruption. We're never going back to normal. And when your team understands that and begins to understand what they themselves have learnt during the COVID disruption and how that has set them up for success in the rest of the 2020s, well, then you're doing something special with your team. That's what Same Planet, Different World from the Tomorrow Today Global team can do for you. Contact us if you'd like to find out how we can help you and your team prepare for success in the rest of the 2020s and beyond.